Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd talk about the products that I recently took on holiday with me. I've just got back from a week-long holiday in the Greek island of Kos, so I thought I'd talk about the products that I took with me and used while I was away. Starting with the Batiste Dry Shampoo in the fragrance Blush. I use this at home every so often and thought handy to throw in your suitcase in case you might need it while you're away, and I've actually used it a lot more than I thought. Well, there's not actually much left. I was very happy when I seen there was a travel size, and it was good for days when I didn't go in the pool but didn't need to wash my hair, just to freshen it up between sort of day and night to go out. I'd put a bit of this in. You do get a white cast in your hair off it, but it easily brushes out, and it does freshen up your hair with minimal effort. Save washing it, because if you're anything like me with really thick hair, it takes forever to dry, and in humidity it goes even thicker. So to avoid having to straighten it multiple times, dry shampoo is the way to go. The next product is the Vaseline Intensive Care in the aloe vera shade, not shade, what's the word that I want? Fragrance. I don't like the scent of most after suns, so this is what I tend to take with me if I do get a bit burnt to soothe my skin instead of the after sun. I tend to put it in the fridge if the room that we're in has got a fridge, because it's so much more refreshing on your skin once it is cold, and the cucumber and the aloe vera and everything, I find it nourishes my skin more than after sun does anyway, and after sun can be a bit more sticky and a lot of the time not have the best scent. So this is what I tend to buy. I didn't intend to buy as large of a bottle, but it was on offer and it was like 50p less than the smallest size one anyway, so I thought I might as well. And I'm going on holiday again in 6 months, so this will cover me for that as well. But I was good this time. I didn't get burned too much like I normally do, so didn't have to use a lot of it. The next product is my holy grail whenever I go abroad. It's Don't Bite Me Mosquito Patches. I am notorious for going on holiday and coming home with 1,000,001 bites. I must have tasty blood or something, and I seen these about 5 or 6 years ago on a website recommended if you suffer from mosquito bites, and thought give them a go. And since then, touch wood, I get one bite if that, when I used to on a weekend holiday sometimes get 30, and I'd have bad reactions to them. They'd swell up, they'd be so itchy, and I'd just be in so much pain with them. They were unbearable. So when I seen these, I thought, got nothing to lose, give it a go, and I swear by them. Anyone ever says to me that they get mosquito bites, this is the first thing I tell them to buy. They kind of work like nicotine patches. They're just a clear patch that you can stick on your arm, on your leg, anywhere. Going on a sun holiday, you obviously don't want them on your arm or your leg, because you'll get tan lines. I tend to stick mine on my bum because no one can see it, and I say they work brilliantly. I can't fault them. Every time I go on a holiday, I always buy them. I think it was about £10 for this pack of 20. Again, I'm going on holiday again in 6 months. I've not even used half the packet. This will do me for 2 holidays. They do obviously have a smell of, I think it's DEET, that's the mosquito repellent, and the way it works is it goes into your skin and comes out your pores, so you can smell it, or other people can say. My husband said he hates the smell, but it stops me moaning because I don't get bitten. But you do get used to the smell, and it's not too overpowering once you've had the patch on. And I say again, I swear by them. We'll always use them every time I go abroad, and you can easily get them on Amazon. Now onto the makeup that I used while I was away. I got a few samples from various different places, and thought rather than taking my usual makeup with me, I'd take the samples. Perfect time to try out new makeup without having to take all my bulky products with me that I normally have. So the first one was this Clinique bronzer even, and it's in the shade light to medium, and it says it's almost bronzer, SPF 15. So it's got the 2 sides on it, and I just tend to rub my brush down the middle and put it a bit across my head and sort of down my nose before I got a bit of a tan. I don't tend to tan very well, as you can probably see, so I still need a bit of bronzer here and there. The next travel size products I had were all mascaras. I did actually have a travel size roller lash which I took with me because I thought it's my go-to mascara, one of my favourites. In case I didn't like any of the other ones, I'd rather have something with me that I know I can trust. So I did use this a couple of times just because I love it so much, but I did try to experiment with the other mascaras a bit more. The first one is the Lancôme Fatale one. I quite like this one actually, and I would potentially buy a full size of this once this one runs out. I did use this a good few times and it's still got quite a lot of product left. I like the shape of the brush with this one, and it did flake slightly, and it wasn't, I did get in the heat runny eyes a little bit, and it wasn't the best for, it did smudge slightly, but I did like the effect it had. So I think using it in this country without the heat and without the watery eyes, I think it would be a really good mascara. So I definitely would consider buying this, I say once this travel size runs out. The next one is the Urban Decay Perversion. When I first seen this, I thought it was a perfume sample because it is so small and couldn't actually believe that there was a mascara brush in there. I didn't really like this product. I didn't like the style of the brush, and it didn't really do much for my lashes. It just says bigger, blacker, badder, but I didn't find, it was a bit clumpy, and I don't really like clumpy mascaras, but I didn't find it overly thicken them or overly lengthen them. I don't know if that's anything to do with the fact that it was such a small size, so there's maybe, I presume, not a lot of product in there, but this is one I wouldn't be purchasing. The last one is the Bobbi Brown Lash Glamour Extreme. Again, this is one that I didn't really enjoy. It's not a bad product. I can't get over the smell. It's got a really bad smell, so I don't know what the smell is, but I don't like using it for that, in that respect. The brush isn't too bad. It goes on okay. It stays on okay. It's a bit smudgy, but I didn't really like it, and I won't be repurchasing this one. The next product that I used was the Collection Soft Glow Blusher. This is a slightly darker shade than what I tend to wear at home, and I thought I'll have a bit of a tan. It won't look too bad as what I've got on today, and I actually quite enjoyed using it. I've not used it at home for a while because I say it's a slightly darker shade and I've had really pale skin, but I quite enjoyed using it on holiday. It's in the shade Bashful, and it doesn't need reapplying once it's on. It does tend to stay, and it applies nice. There's not too much powder fallout from it, so would recommend this. The next product is the BareMinerals Matte Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Friendship. This was mentioned by a YouTuber recently, or BareMinerals, the actual brand was mentioned, and it reminded me that I actually had this liquid lipstick. I remember when I first bought it, I was actually very disappointed with it. I didn't like the way it went on. It was very thick and it wasn't very comfortable to wear. But when I got reminded about it last week, I thought, well, I'll take it on holiday with me. No great loss. I'll test it out a few times in the heat. Perfect time to try it if it is actually really drying. And I kind of take back what I said. I really like the colour on me, again, especially with a bit of a tan. It was a really nice shade. It wasn't as uncomfortable as I first remembered, and I actually got a couple of comments from the people I was with that it was a really nice shade on me. So I will actually be using this a lot more, and I had kind of decluttered it and put it to one side and thought, no, I won't use that, waste the money. I take it back, so I will now recommend this product, so I'm glad that I was reminded that I actually had it. The next product is a eyeshadow palette that I took with me, and it's the Hard Candy Pinking of You. I picked this up when I was in America from, I think, Walmart a few years ago, before I used to be able to afford to buy the high-end palettes. I thought I'd try this one. I think I paid about $5 or $6 for it, and came home and didn't end up using it that much, because it wasn't long after that it was actually at the end of the trip to America that I purchased the Naked palette, so then I couldn't justify using a cheaper palette over that. didn't want to take my naked palette away with me, so thought I would use this one instead, and quite enjoyed using it. It's got a fair variety of shades. It's got some warm tones and some cool tones. They're all shimmers, which I like to use anyway, especially on holiday. The only problem I had with it was the shades did kind of muddy together. Once you put them on, there was no clear definition between the shades, especially when you blended them out. I used the reddy shades a bit because I want to experiment in those sort of colours now. It is coming into autumn, and as soon as I put them on and mixed them with the brown, for example, or lighter shades, and blended them in, you couldn't really see the red colour. It was just slightly warmer maybe. But overall, for the price that it was, and for a little palette to take away with me, it gave me a nice shimmery eye look, so couldn't fault it in that respect. So we'll definitely use that again when I go away next time. And what I used brush wise was, I did use the actual applicators in there, even though I don't normally like using them, and I took this Spectrum brush with me because I wanted to use it for the blusher without taking a big blusher brush with me. And I thought it might be quite handy to blend out the eyeshadow because they're just so soft. I do have a smaller brush for this, but I thought if I take the bigger one, it sort of does two things for the price of one type thing. I would like to invest in some more of the Spectrum brushes because they are so soft, but I haven't actually seen them anywhere online other than through, it was either Birchbox or Glossybox, which is where I actually got this one, and they are quite expensive. I do want to get a decent set of makeup brushes because all the ones I've got are either ones that have come with products like the ones that come with the Naked Eyeshadow palette, or ones that I've purchased that have been quite cheap, but I just don't know what brush set to branch out to. I don't want anything too expensive, but I also don't want to scrimp and it not be a good brush set. I just love how soft this one is, so if anyone's got any recommendations of any makeup brush sets, that would be greatly appreciated. The last product to mention, it's not actually something that I took with me, but actually something that I bought while I was there, and it's the Benefit Their Real Big Sexy Lip Kit, and I bought this on the plane because they had 20% off, and one of my friends has got one of these lipsticks and I thought it looked quite interesting because I'm not very confident with lip liner, and this is the ones where it is the 2-for-1. So I thought it looked like it might be more easy to apply. When looking at the shades, there are Flame Game, Pink Thrills, Revved Up Red and Lusty Rose. It shows on the back of the box the shades. I thought I'm not going to use the Flame Game one because it's an orange shade, but I might use, well, I most likely will use the other three. And I actually tried the orange one this afternoon and liked it much more than I thought I would, so will definitely be wearing that. I'm very happy now that I will be definitely giving all 4 shades a go. I think this retails for about £25, and I think with the discount and the duty free etc, I got it for about £17.50, which I thought was a really good deal for 4 lipsticks. So I'm looking forward to trying these over the coming months. I know it's not something that I took with me, but I came home with it, so thought I'd give it a little mention. So that's it of my holiday staples. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thanks.